Okay, Fargo, which would you like LotBoy to spin?
He's on that side, so.
As the champion? All right, spin it away. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, shit. Perfume bottle. Oh. Okay.
Cool.
And for the color?
Bottle.
What a spin.
Wow.
Yo, fume.
Man, I brought pocket fume.
You got some fume? Got some silver?
No, I don't actually.
Cut one piece.
Oh, shit.
Cut you a piece.
Wires here, wires here.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
You can call him that.
Oh, my headphone just went out.
Same.
I will let him know. This guy, am I right?
This fucking guy.
Wish I knew how to use the foot pedal, man.
You just click it on. What you mean?
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah, what's up? We can hear you now. Yeah. Yeah, just set your second stage where you want it, then click your foot pedal on.
Are we still back or what?
Yeah, we're so back.
So bad.
What are some teaching characteristics that you think you picked up from Billy?
One of them would be to work within your pay grade. As I was saying, like, you know, what he taught was a lot of like how to take that material that you got and turn it into money so that you can support yourself plus also buy more material. And so often when I would be teaching somebody and they'd get excited about a new hype color or something, and maybe they're not there yet as far as their ability to make things that bring them back the money, that the value is in that. Well, while at the same time it's great to be experimental with all those colors and being inspired, you gotta keep the reality of what's your budget, what are you gonna sell quickly.
Yeah. Profiting while making glass.
Yeah, so there was this funny saying that he was have about working above your pay grade. So it's like you can make, or say, like right in the beginning, you were like, you know, a lot of people go, I want to make a pipe. And, you know, you can make a pipe, but is it a sellable pipe? And if you took that questionable sellable pipe and then put some fancy ass color on it, that fancy ass color wouldn't necessarily make the pipe any more valuable because the base of it is still just a beginner pipe. But
I understand.
you know,
So you feel
and again,
like-
not to be discouraging, but just that, like, in the business standpoint, like, use that glass where it's most effective.
So would you say that you value profitability over creativity when it comes to blowing glass?
I did in the beginning because I needed to continue producing glass and I needed to continue buying materials. But nowadays, I value more of the art of it. I'm not as much as a production glass artist, and I'm more into just kind of making whatever I feel like making.
Yeah.
Where, like I said, in that early stage, it was using the strengths of being a production artist to put as many hours as I could on the torch and making money at the same time. So all that time in made sellable product versus a lot of things that would break or sit on the shelf.
10 minutes left for our glass blowers. 10 minutes left.
Perfect. I was
Do
just
you
about to ask.
Remember what led up to that transition, I guess, and when it happened?
I'd say it's a financial independence to a degree, you know, getting to a point where you have a nice established studio, you've got all your equipment, you got a good amount of glass, also a market to sell your art. You know, that's the hard part at first, is as an upcoming artist, finding the shops and collectors that want to pay the money for your work or whatever. And that also, just like your ability on the torch, comes from time in, comes from networking, comes from talking to people. You know, people will buy your art more than just because of its beauty or whatever, but due to the fact that it comes from a particular person. Like when people meet a person and they find out that you do the glass, often it doesn't always matter the value as a person.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like selling anything. You know, when you can make a human connection with a single person as a purchaser at a shop or a group of people as collectors, that's when you really start to feel that independence come, I think, because then it's the ease of selling your work and, you know, making those connections is a lot of telling your story. So whether it's the story of your day or the story of your journey in glass, it's like just letting your personal light shine. And that's what people are attracted to often. Like, you can be a really great artist and be a dick.
8 minutes
and
left.
people will not buy your art as much. If you think about it, most good glass artists are pretty cool people. Yeah. Not necessarily, they don't have to be personable
But likable.
and outgoing so much, but as long as they're, you know, quality energy for the most part.
100%.
And then you see it, you know, within the industry on social media and shit when a glass artist, for example, has, you know, displays bad character or something like that, and like kind of the whole industry gets together and they're like, fuck this guy, like he did this and he did this.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you find the community coming together a lot in instances like that?
I find, you know, it's hard because if someone just says something,
7 minutes left. 7.
you know, people question that, and I think the more stories come together that are similar, you know, it's easier to believe. But in the beginning, it's, you know, usually it's one person's experience with another, and then, you know, I'm sure everybody questions, like, is this legit? Is someone just trying to trash this person's reputation? But as those stories add up and you know, maybe it becomes obvious that this is the thing, you know, it's just like we see in our culture when one person steps up and says, hey, I was done wrong, then other people come out of the woodwork, they feel comfortable talking about it.
Fargo, are you finishing so soon? Oh, okay.
He's got to make a top, or is it just the bottom?
I do like that y'all are both taking different approaches.
6 minutes
Like,
left.
you're
6
making
minutes.
a perfume bottle, and Marcus is making like a sculpted perfume bottle. It's kind of cool. Because on the nail polish bottles, there was 2 sculpted ones.
Fargo, have
Was
you
there
practiced making
An
flame or
actual
perfume
threaded
bottles?
nail polish bottle? No.
No, that sounds wild. Like, actually doing all that, but you can just order the threads.
Yeah. You could have that available.
In trouble?
Do you remember that transition, kind of like leaving Billy's wing from under his wing and going into the business aspect yourself and starting to sell glass?
Yeah, no, it was hella fun. And I remember that phase of just, you know, the early stages of glass blowing when
You guys have
know,
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
you just had so much creativity in my head and the lack of ability to put it down into glass. And that was kind of a frustrating thing.
Yeah, I feel like
You know, something that I
suffer from the same
learned
thing.
when I took a class with Elbow is he recommended as a beginning glass artist to have a sketchbook and to draw all the ideas that you have in your head. So you're going to have all these ideas, maybe for a marble, for a bottle, for a rig, for a pendant, and you might not be at that point where you feel comfortable making it, but you want to get that all down, because as you kind of get into your art more, you forget a lot of that shit. And so it's really nice to have that book to look back on, because, you know, a couple years from when you started, you'll forget about that shit, and then you'll open up your sketchbook and it'll just be like this, like, explosion of inspiration, like,
4
holy
minutes.
shit,
4
I was
minutes.
gonna make this fucking palm tree with coconuts. You know, like I had this idea for years, And it came from my class with Elbow, where, you know, one of the big assignments was to make a piece that was inspired by a friendship. Because he explained where the dinosaurs came from. Basically, the dinosaurs came from a relationship with this chick who was a soft glass hot shop worker, and she would make these.
Can I get a time check?
You guys have 3.5 minutes.
And
Thank you.
so he was getting big into his glass, and he wasn't spending as much time with her. And he said one day, to show her that he was really still thinking about her and still valued their relationship, he made a dinosaur out of boro.
3 minutes.
And he gave it to her. And that's kind of like where the whole dinosaur movement started for
Oh,
him.
cool.
And then, of course, you know, as you see today, it blew up and became
Yeah.
this, like, a big part of his career. So
Yeah.
he had a project where it was like, make something, you know, that makes you think of a friend or a family member. And for me, I grew up with my little brother. We would hunt for arrowheads and shit like that. And so I had this idea for years about making an arrowhead pipe.
2.5 minutes.
And it was one of those experiments too, where I drew it and I thought about it, but I couldn't wrap my head around it for a while. And then it was like 2 years later, one day I just said, like, all right, today's the day to make that. And I pulled it out and made this pipe, and it's still one of my favorite designs for a dry
cool.
pipe that I do. But
That's
it was
badass.
all inspired by, you know, friend relationships, which is a
Yeah.
great place to think about an inspiration. One minute and 45 seconds.
Down to the line. You gonna finish, Fargo?
Oh, he's got the squishy spray bottle. Could have like the ring girl sign at a boxing match there, you know, holding up round one.
It's
Ding.
supposed to be Billy.
Yeah, Billy's not doing his job.
Billy's
Billy
supposed
would
to-
look good too.
Billy's supposed to be the ring girl.
Billy needs to be like that famous announcer from the boxing matches with the
Bruce
voice.
Buffer?
Thank you.
Because
Let's
he's got that
get
suit
ready to
on.
rumble. You guys have
Yeah.
1 minute left.
Let's get ready.
Dead ass. He'll get there one day. You guys have about 45 seconds left.
Freezers, 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 freezers.
Does Billy have a time?
I hope so. 40 seconds.
No, you're fine.
I can tell those
35.
are Billy's tweezers.
Fargo
That's a
Marcus,
funny
you
one.
guys have 30 seconds left.
Man.
Holy shit, guys, 25 seconds.
Hell
Oh,
yeah,
torch
Fargo.
is off.
Hell
20
yeah.
seconds left for you. You got this, Marcus. Sculpture. 15 seconds. Heating it up, making it stand.
Can I get the
Gotta get
10
hot on it.
second
10,
countdown?
9, 8, 7, 6,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First round of Glass Man Standing is in the books.
One.
High fives up, torches are off.
Yippee, how is it? Did you pick this one?
What?
Did you pick this one? That's what I thought.
We're gonna let those sit in the kiln for a little bit, get a little warm. Then we're gonna go in there and do some judging. Me and Mr. Seven. All right, thank you so much for joining us here. Thank
been a
you for
pleasure.
participating in the
Thank
interview. And hopefully you can get on the torch, man. We gotta have you on
Yeah.
Glass Man Standing one of these times.
I need to get on that.
You gotta see you bust out some skill. If you've been doing this, if Billy taught you, you gotta have a little knowledge out there. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I mean, I love the
Billy
free
touched you, you ain't got
form
nothing.
of glass.
Okay.
Did she say don't be a penis?
Oh, Fargo, is that the dropper?
What's up, Firebug?
So you,
Welcome to the
you dip
chat.
it in
Yeah, you just squeeze it. Yeah, and then you
perfume
squeeze it,
and-
right?
Dude, where's my paddle? Oh, here. Alright.
Can you touch it?
So you get a little paddle and a thing, you write your vote down,
You can
and
touch
we'll
it.
reveal it at the end. Here, I'll give you a mic too.
Austin doing anything to get rid of the microphone. He's like, please.
Oh,
don't put it. I know.
this is very perfumey.
LotBoy
I
and
like the two different approaches.
This is Fargo.
Fargo. LotBoy.
Like Marcus, yours is very like what I would see in like Tom and Jerry almost.
Yeah,
Like it's like the old school.
If I had
Fume, you
time,
gotta get a
I was
little
gonna
light going on.
squish the outside
Better.
of it.
Oh, so it was like someone was squishing it.
No, so it kind of like had that ornate look.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Would you do it with your hand? Just squish it with your hand so it has like a handprint.
Yeah, that's what this little guy's for.
This guy's trying to see my answers, man.
Look what you did.
He's trying to see my answers, dog.
This is the squisher.
Why you all up on me, man?
That's cool.
Scared the fuck out of me.
I'm sorry.
Fume is always best with the more light.
Where's my folder?
The LED is kind of the most similar to daylight, so it gets a nice shine in there.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
like,
That
I don't
thing's
know,
sick.
like I already.
I wish
just
we
I
had
like
more
that a
of
lot.
that.
I wouldn't have gone that
Are
direction.
you rocking with these? Is this like?
I
the
know. I was
color?
like,
we ready?
I was like, fuck. I remember that.
Who's ready to vote?
I don't wanna
Are you
mess
guys
something
ready?
up.
Let's get this
I-
voting underway.
Locked in.
There it
Okay.
is.
Alright, we're gonna look at this camera over there. US
We can't see
separate.
Joe right now.
Oh, you definitely do.
Oh, now we can
Right.
see him.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
3,
Welcome to the channel.
2, 1, stop.
Oh yeah.
Wow, all
And then we can
three.
see what-
Fargo.
Hell yeah.
Fargo.
Yes, sir.
Fargo the champ.
And you know, I just did it because it's a beautiful perfume bottle and it's functional. You
That's,
know?
I think,
The
for me, was
functionality
part of
is what
it.
you know what I'm
The
saying?
functionality of it is nice part of it. You could actually use it as a perfume bottle. This one, though, has a lot of
Yeah.
beautiful fume going on, especially once you get the light on it.
I like
And
the two
see
takes.
concept
You know?
of it.
Yeah.
It's always a hard judge in that part, especially
Great
when
use
you
of
get
color.
those different approaches.
Well, we will be right
Thank you,
back.
gentlemen,
We're gonna
for your
have
time.
Josiah.
Yeah. Thanks for
and
voting.
Tana doing one hitters. We're gonna
Good
see who's the
fucking
best one hitter
Yeah.
maker between the two of them.
Yeah, there's